And there is not a molecule in me that wants to give up. It's not. It's not fair to the Americans who sacrificed for us. Liberty is not a universal value. Power is a universal value, apparently. I never personally gave a hoot about power. I want influence, but I don't want power. But anyway, it's pretty close to universal. Being taken care of is almost universal. And people will trade in liberty for being taken care of in a nanosecond. Do we have a shorter unit of time than a nanosecond? Yes. Ready? Half a nanosecond. That's right. I'm trying to picture half a nanosecond. I don't think there's such a thing. It's like half of infinity. Be that as it may, people will trade in liberty for anything, apparently for anything. Look at the trade-in today. Oh, you'll be safe. Really? Hotspot. That's the word I was looking for. Hotspot. You gave me epicenter. And what did I come up with? I had hot something, I think.
You said hot center.
I said hot center? No. You did. When you said to me epispot. Exactly. LA's a hot spot, and it's been in lockdown with a brief interlude of eating outdoors. Where is leadership on this one? I mean, I just wish there was some way to get restaurants to violate this. If you all did it, and we all went there to eat, it would send a message. Why can we do it next door? In Arizona, somebody told me you could eat in a restaurant. We're miles away. We should drive to Arizona. It's a long drive, though. It's about 8 hours. Have you done it?
To Arizona, sure.
Yeah? What's the furthest you've driven? I drove the furthest. Oh, well, you drove with me. It's probably your furthest trip. When we drove from L.A. to, did we? No. Did we drive from L.A. or did we pick up a car? We picked up a car. When we drove to the Dakotas and Nebraska, from the two conventions, one in Denver and one in, Minneapolis? We did drive from L.A.? Maybe. Anyway, the longest I think I drove was New York to Dallas. In my 20s, in my Saab. How many, you ever hear of a Saab, Sean?
Yeah, it was my sister's favorite car.
Your sister's favorite car was my favorite car. It's like a little tank. Problem is, it was called a Saab story because they always broke down. No, convertible, please. Can you imagine me in a convertible? Ted Cruz was just speaking in the U.S. Senate when talking now about certifying the results. And he said, I don't understand why do Democrats not agree to just a commission to investigate? They certainly wanted a special prosecutor for something that never happened. I asked last hour, and I'd like you to meditate and ruminate and contemplate this issue. If you had to bet your house or your spouse, if you had to bet your spouse, which in some cases people would readily do, I'm sorry to say, but if you had to bet your house, would you bet that there was collusion between the Trump campaign and the Russian government in 2016, or that there was fraud in this election? My view is that the circumstantial evidence is very powerful, and I do not claim any proof. I only began to read to you. I mean, that 19-county one, that gets me. There are 19 counties that both Democrats and Republicans agree are the bellwether counties. The way they go is the way the presidential election goes. And Donald Trump won 18 of the 19 counties. Donald Trump is the first president in 150 years to have gotten more votes in his re-election campaign than he did in his first election and not win. You know how many anomalies there are? What do they say to you who hate Trump and are blinded by that hatred? Nevertheless, what do you say to what I am telling you? It is all irrelevant? That's not intellectually honest. Ohio and Florida, overwhelmingly likely to predict the winners of a presidential election. Both went for Donald Trump. Donald Trump got way more black votes, way more Hispanic votes than first time. What happened? Yes, I know the passion for Biden was overwhelming. Man, the first man to not campaign for president who was a nominee. Which was good for him, because the more he actually came out to the public, the better for him. Anyway, there's going to be more restrictions of your liberty as soon as the Democrats take over. There'll be more contempt for Americans who don't wear masks outdoors. Outdoors. You know how preposterous that is?